Hello and welcome back. In this video, we're going to create an Express app and then host it on Cloud Functions. And this is the USSD app that is similar to the one that we developed using PHP. But in this case, we are going to use JavaScript and we are going to use the Express. So for us to be able to do this, we need first to come to the terminal, new terminal. Then we install Express, npm install Express. We will also need another library that is called body parser, and we are also going to need I think those will work for now. In case we find that there's a need for another one, we're going to install as we develop. So let's install and give it some time to install. I'm going to pause the video and then come back after this is done. The installation is done. Forget about these warnings. So the first thing we need now, we need to come here and import Express in our project. And to do this, we do const Express. You can give whatever name you want here, but for us to be consistent, we are going to be calling this constants the name of the package that we are importing in our project. So require single quotes, then the name of the package, which is Express. Also, we need to import body parser, const body parser equals require body parser. Now we are ready to go. We can initialize our Express app, and to create an Express app, you just say const app equals Express. Just like that, now we have an Express app that is running that we can start using to develop our application. Then we need to use app.use. We have created the Express app, but we need to start using, of course, the first one is body parser. It's going to be passing our data to a JSON format. And we also need to use again body parser to test the URL that we have received, extended, and we're going to say it's false. Now after this, we need to now start developing our USSD application. If you can remember, I don't know whether I'm still open. So we are going to change the name of this so that they don't conflict, and we are going to put /USSD. Like now here, we are going to use we are going to use a post method, and this is where you put the URL. So it's /USSD. So we'll be typing that URL and then USSD, and we will be able to access our URI or our resources. Then of course there is the request, the response. So you send that request, then you get back a response. We use the fat_allo function, and now we have this space where we can start developing our application. The first thing that we have to do, and I have to type this comment, is read the variables. So when we dial our USSD code, we are going to get a request from the phone. So we need to read whatever is sent to us, and we are going to put this in a constant, and this constant is going to have session ID. It's also going to have service code. We are going to have the phone number here. We're going to have the text that we receive, and then this is going to come from request.body. That is how it's going to work. Those are the constants that we are going to need for our application. So we are getting the request here using the post method. When you type on your phone star maybe 222 hash, that data is sent to this URL. The URL that ends with USSD, it comes as a request. Then we are going to send back a response to the USSD API. So let's response whatever we are responding in the first place be nothing. When we get to the first request, response will be equal to nothing. And remember, this means that this will be the first request. So but if text is equals to nothing, then it means this is the first request. Now we are starting to do almost what we did in PHP. It's not so different. We have already done the part that differentiates JavaScript programming and PHP. We are going to use con because this is the first time that we are receiving this request, and the response will be this is what we send back to the phone. We're going to use the backticks. So con, what would you like to check? What would you like to check? We're going to send that. Then one, my account. Then we have two, my phone number. So one, my account, two, my phone number. And because that's all we need for this, we need to close that. Else, if text equals 1 and we want to be a string, it doesn't have to be a number, it could be a string. So here we have to have the business logic for first level response. Make sure you don't write responses like me. It should be response, not responses. So the second response should be, let's use backticks, another connection, and choose account information you want to view. And then we'll have one, account number, two, account balance. And just like that, we are done with the second level response. But then we send this to the phone, then the user will either select 1 or 2 depending on what they select. Assume they select now 2. Assume they select 2. If text equals 2, here we are going to get the mobile number from Firestore database. It's a terminal request because you are not going to request anything else. It's a terminal request. And what this means is that we are going to send a response that is equals to, first of all, it's a terminal request. We put and your phone number is, then as usual $, then curly braces because it's a variable, and then phone number. What if now the user in this option 1, they selected 1, which is they are checking for their account and they want the account number. So else if the user text that we received is 1, we used star to show that it was 1 1 1 for account number and 1 for my account and 1 for account number. So the logic here is the user wants to get the account number. It's a second level response, and we need to have a constant here, and we need to call this account number equals. We are going to hard code it now, but in the next video we're going to get this data from the database. So for now, don't just worry about us hard coding. And terminal request, so which means start with end, and what we do is now send the response equals backticks and your account number is then $, then double curly braces, account number, and that logic will be done. The other one is else if the user selected 1 asterisk 2, which is my account, then account balance, then we are going to get the data from the database, get data from the database, and from here, because we are not going to do the database in this video, so you can say const balance equals, let's say, Kenya shillings 10,000. But this is when it's hard coded. In reality, it should not be. I'm going to copy this to say this is a terminal request instead of typing again, and then we are going to send the response back and say backticks, and because it's an end request, your balance is then the $, curly braces, and then balance, then save. Then we can come out of else statement, and this is where we send the response back to API, the API that we have been interacting with. So response dot set, and here we are setting the content type, and the content type will be content. If I make mistake, you just correct it, because sometimes you can make mistake without knowing. Full colon, then text / plain, and then we send the response here, response.send. We are sending a response. Up to there, we have developed an application that is so similar to the one that we had developed earlier. I'm going to remove these comments that came with Firebase. And what we are only remaining with at this point in time is to export our app. To export our app, we need to remove this code. So remove up to there. Export functions.htp on request. Okay, there's one comma here that is remaining. Then this should be the name of our Express app, and we called const app equals express, which is this. So we just put app here. So this function will be calling the Express app, and we can call it, you can call our app USSD, just like that. So our cloud function is called USSD. which calls the app that you have developed here. I may need to go through it quickly to see whether I've made any mistake. So let me look at it. I've already started to see the mistakes that you are making. And the first one is here. This $sign in phone number should not be there. Then else if text equals, we need to put another equal sign there so that it can work. Then there's something here, text equals, we had not put that. Let me see whether there's anything else we need to work on. I think as it is, everything should be fine unless we come across another error that we need to work on. Okay, I need to remove this also because we are getting the phone number from the system. Remember, you are dialing from your phone, so the USSD application is going to get the mobile number from your phone. This is a security measure to make sure that people don't dial USSD code that are associated with an individual using another phone apart from the phone that is registered for that phone. I don't think there's any other mistake that I have made, but if there is, we are going to find it before the end of this video. So we can go to terminal, new terminal, and then we can say Firebase deploy only functions. So we are going to deploy functions only. Enter, give it some time. This is where now you see all the mistakes that you have made when you are typing, because it's difficult to see them. If you have not made any mistake, our function will be deployed to our Firebase cloud functions. But let us give it some time to see whether everything went on well as we had anticipated. I think looks like everything is working as expected. Yes, we are going to delete the one that we had, so we are hoping that everything is going to go on well. Our function has been uploaded successfully. Let's see. So we need to refresh and see whether we have a function that is called USSD. You see, we have a function called USSD. This is the URL. And you see USSD, then we are going to put slash. It's going to be USSD slash USSD. I think I would have done something different here to avoid confusing this. You just need to know that you have USSD slash USSD. Node 12, Node.js 12 to 56 MB and all that. So we need to go to Africa's Talking website, log in. So I'm going to log in. After logging in, we go to Sandbox. We go to USSD service codes. I had already developed another one here, the one that we just deleted. So I'm going to go to callback, edit, then come here and copy this. Copy, paste it here. I'm going to also paste it here, but remember we say this slash USSD 2 times, slash USSD. Save. This is our code. So let's now copy the code. Then we launch the simulator. We type a mobile number, enter. We are working on USSD. We paste the code that we have obtained from the previous session. Then we call. As you can see, it's able now to give us the menu. So if I type 1, my account, then 1, my account number, I get the account number that we had put. If I repeat the process, I type 1, which is my account number, then 2, which is the account balance. I'm getting the balance that we entered of 10,000. Let's also try with number 2. If I put 2, send, I'm getting my phone number. This is how you develop a USSD application using Express and Firebase functions. In the next video, we are going now to work with Firestore database. So we can enter data here and send it to Firestore database. Alternatively, we can get data from Firestore database instead of the way we were hard coding. If I can just show you, instead of having, like, if I put 1 and then 1 account number, instead of getting this account number from the code, we get this from Firestore database. If we enter my account 1 and then we go for option 2, which is account balance, we want the application to get this balance from Firestore database and not from our code. So the next videos we are going to be doing this exercise, and I'm looking forward to presenting them to you. I hope this video has been informative to you, and I'm looking forward to presenting the next video to you. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe so that you can know when the next video comes or when I release the next video. For now, all I can say is goodbye.